And so we come back to Heather, or not Heather. Alessa spent most of her life shut up in a hospital, which is why every Silent Hill game has a hospital section, and why there's a lot of very heavy hospital usage, and a lot of things wrapped in bandages.
Got a Fool tarot card.
I feel like I have to read it, like I'm being pushed to.
Aglaophotis. Red liquid or crystals resembling blood. According to the Kabbalah, the name is taken from an herb with the power to dispel evil spirits. It is said to grow in Arabian deserts. May be vaporized or applied as a poultice to guard against demons. It is powerful, but as it is rare, it is extremely difficult to obtain.
So, in ancient and occult texts, Aglaophotis is actually just another name for the peony plant. And reading a couple different ancient texts, it is actually known for driving away evil spirits, but according to the Necronomicon, it can actually be used to summon them.
Right.
So the Greek, the Greek herbal of Dioscorides says that the herb peony is picked up in the heat of the dog days before the rising of the sun, and it is hanged about one, and is good against poisons and bewitchings and fears and devils and their assaults, and against a fever that comes with shivering, whether by night or by day, or a quaran. It is said that sometimes growing on a hill where there are devils, it drove them away.
And that's one of the reasons why I love specifically 2 and 3, but Silent Hill as a whole, because there's just a lot of weird details like that sort of round out all of this craziness that we're going through. You see that in the world and you get a little blurb about it, but then you kind of think about it and you look it up and you find that it's actually got basis in the real world or in fiction beyond this game, and I just like it.
I'm trying to kite him over here.
It also serves to give the cult a stronger grounding in reality, because
it also comes back to the idea that they have existed before Silent Hill, and that's kind of one of the things that was said, is that they existed a long time before, and then immigrants applied Christian labels to them and have created a bunch of other things.
Right. One of the things that was interesting, just bringing up that immigrants applied, their own Christian ideals. The way they described that was, this is why we see similar characteristics coming out of them, which is very interesting when you consider that might also be applied to how Silent Hill displays its monsters. I don't know. It's another point in the theory of Silent Hill bases itself off of the expectations of the people that are inside of it.
I mean, and purely
sure.
from
it also makes sense because Christianity just sort of adopts things.
Yeah, exactly, and it just I just enjoy that little bit of contextless description that can be applied to pretty much everything that's going on here.
And being from the standpoint of just a purely writing horror standpoint, it's genius in the way that you want to. Hi, there he is again. I love the shot. Fucking.
Yeah.
Also,
I wish you would just hang on it for a while, but because you apply things that a viewer might have a little bit of knowledge of, be able to recognize, and then you subvert the hell out of it to make this sort of uneasy, terrifying feeling. And that's why I think Silent Hill is so effective in its horror,
Matt, stop getting hit by the Danny DeVito monsters.
I love that shot.
Oh yeah,
I
and
love that
also
shot
I
a
guess the
lot.
bit from the Necronomicon, under the section the Abominations, the listing on Aglafotis is to summon these and other demons. The herb Aglafotis must be burned in a new bowl that has a crack, and it must be the evil times. Both of those words are capitalized, and at night, which is also capitalized. And I like that these. I'm curious. I'm guessing the Necronomicon may have based itself on other ancient texts. But I like I like that all instances of Aglafotis have something to do with demons, even though they are like contradicting uses.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Butterflies.
Got a
I
brass.
got a brass key. Yeah.
Let's be careful not to overstate the historical importance of the Necronomicon. The Simon Necronomicon was released in hardback in 1977.
Yeah. It's just beyond this door. It's not the only one there. Since the presence of something extremely dangerous, even sickening, or maybe what they call God. Nevertheless, I will open the door. Enough of this idle chit-chat. God, I'm not, but I fully intend to save her. No, them. Some 17 years ago.
That's probably concurrent with one of her births.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn it. Really awful work.
You guys ready for tarot card puzzles?
No.
Oh, yeah. The door sure does rattle, but it's stuck tight. A secret is hidden out of your sight. You may be thinking, what could it be? You'll need 5 magic cards if you want to see.
I attack for 9.
I counter.
Damn it. How?
What to do then with all these? I'll tell you straight and I won't tease, just as long as you say please. Now the first thing you must know is that there's something in each row. That is not the half of it. 3 would be too hard to fit. The upside-down man under the ground. To his right, to his left, there's no one around. Leave him alone, though his tears are profound.
Got it so far.
Write this down.
Note this down in your copybook.
Everyone following along?
The moon is up above the sky, full or crescent, floating high. Twinkling light sits like a crown on the head of a crazy clown. Your Excellency, praying to God Most High, do you think you can tell me why you always look up at the night sky?
She's out of rhythm.
Do you have it now? You didn't forget? One major point you must not omit. And now at the last, before you take a whack, here's one more hint to help keep you on track.
Take a
Yeah,
whack.
that meter's not great. Scary and hateful, that thing in the night. Better be careful, it's not on your right. Turn to the left and you'll keep it in sight.
I wonder
So I
if this
can't
rhymed
remember if
with
we actually have
in
all the cards
Japanese.
we need now, because as it said, we need 5 cards. And it's,
I think you've only picked up 4. So
Did
you'll
you?
open the door? I'm just sure that there will be nothing beyond it but frightening peril. Forget about that, just stay and play, or else you'll be left here alone all day.
Okay, rhyming Veril with peril was actually kind of clever.
Yeah, that's...
It was alright.
Whoop. I like that jump back, like, oh fuck, a puzzle.
You got it.
Yeah, I've only got 4
you've only got
cards.
4.
Yeah.
I need the 5th one still.
What are we missing? Fool,
I messed up my
Eye,
routing.
Moon, Hanged Man.
Got to restart. Not making world record pace anymore.
Damn it, Matt.
Alright, everyone. Start back up.
Right from the beginning.
Alright, I'll count us in.
Gotta talk about Meat Men again.
That mortgage place. Such a pitiful card.
So yeah, we're missing the priestess card right now.
We'll go see. We'll go
okay.
say hi to Valtiel again. What's he doing?
Yes, super
Spinning
good.
some sort of valve.
This card's
That's what he
God damn it.
does. He turns valves. It's all fucking. Everything's a circle. Ends and beginnings. Where it starts, where it ends.
Time is a flat circle.
Fucking symbolism and shit.
Also,
Silent Hill.
sometimes he strangles with the Guru lady.
Get there.
I don't need this shirt.
It's meaningless to me.
I don't need these shirts.
Got my own shirt. It's got pockets and everything.
And so this is also kind of the other thing. This is kind of why I think this is also, this really shitty Halo of the Sun.
Yep, I love it.
I love it. Yeah. But this is also one of the things that I think this is why we get a lot of description from Heather and why she gets so sassy, because that's pretty much her only way to rebel against our literal control of her. It is the moment.
I also like the idea that that's how she deals with trauma and fear. Because we played through 4, and I played through 2, but you've probably seen like some sort of Let's Play or something by now, or read, and like each of the main characters has their own way of sort of dealing with it. Like even in Downpour, Murphy just screamed the whole time, which is great.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the only thing I like about Downpour. Is that the main character yells.
I mean, Downpour could have had a really good ending, and then it didn't.
Downpour could have been a lot better.
Yeah, that's
we've said so many things.
That's
about
the thing.
How much
Like,
better
I think that's the
Downpour could have
thing.
been.
The thing you say about Homecoming is the thing I say about Downpour. I'm just disappointed because you look at it, and every path,
disappointed.
yeah, every
Oh, I'm
path you
mad.
look at, you see how it could have been a much better game. Every decision it makes, you can see like how if something was a little different, this could have been much better. Like I think I've said before that I could have forgiven Downpour if the ending had been a little different.
Yeah.
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 There's a point at like 2/3 of the way through Downpour where I was like, I'm okay with this, and then the ending
And then it
happened,
keeps
and
happening.
I was no longer okay with it. Yeah.
That's interesting though, because more and more, especially nowadays, whenever a new game comes out, I'm very like I let myself enjoy the game, I let myself get hype. It's for movies too, but I find myself really scared because more and more I'm always just like, what if this doesn't end well? Like, what if it's not satisfying by the end? Would my enjoyment have been wasted? Will I have bad feelings about the enjoyment I'm having now? What if it is all for naught? I think that's something of an interesting phenomenon. Like, why would I turn my back on all the enjoyment I had if I didn't get to a good enough place? Or why does a rotten ending kind of sour the whole experience for me?
Well, part of that is basing your expectations around sort of results-oriented decision-making.
That's true.
If you...
There's also a thing from pretty much all media that the parts of anything that people will remember are the beginning and the end.
Yeah. I'm a child of the Don Bluth age who famously said that kids can handle any sort of trauma as long as there's a happy ending. That's I think that fits.
I think this is... So death isn't the end. A pretty good deal if you ask me.
Yeah, that stuff I said earlier.
Yeah.
I died as Alessa, but I'm still living as myself. Just the thought of it is starting to turn my stomach.
Stop standing in the reincarnation circle. Also, I don't know if this is too meta to talk about, but
Go for it.
considering what I've started to hear about the internal corporate structure of Konami, I'm really starting to understand what happened to the series.
Yeah.
Because every time you look at it and think, did nobody talk to each other? If you look at the internal corporate structure, no, they did not.
But no, you remember when you and I were watching Until Dawn? I'm like, man, I really like this, but I'm really not gonna like it if it doesn't end well.
Yeah, I mean it's true. Like, but I think part of the not that I think that's not a valid way to interpret things, but part of that comes out of maybe applying too much emphasis on it. I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
for me, like I will get frustrated at something if it doesn't live up to what it kind of sets out to be. Like, Until Dawn is a good example in that Until Dawn has a pretty good climax and a nice
Oh, don't like this room.
setup for what it's doing, and then the ending is kind of real out there.
Also,
But
the walls are all GIFs, and this is what we need the brass. We cannot enter this door without the brass key.
Really?
Got it.
GIFs?
Gifts. The wall is a gift from me to you.
Yeah, Deadly Premonition was like that for me.
Really?
Deadly
You didn't like the ending?
The ending was... Really, man? You had me for a moment.
But James, would you have liked
Yes.
the game better if you could ride a bicycle?
Yes, I think that is the only change I would make. And the first change I would make, certainly.
I'm crying a little bit.
Go home, drop dead, thief.
I like to think this is two different people scratching in at different periods to each other.
Yeah.
Drop dead. Go home.
Thief.
Eat a Snickers.
Thief. Stop leaving your markers in here.
What were you going to say about Deadly Premonition, James?
I was going to say
Sorry.
that the middle and beginning of it are so like delightfully strange. And then it just sort of falls apart in the
It's still strange.
It's still strange, but it's not delightfully so because it just it just falls apart in the third and a half act.
Anyway, Alessa.
Yeah, stuff with Alessa.
Okay, Gordon.
Then you shoot the doll in the face and
There's a turtle man in there somewhere.
yeah, Turtleman, sure.
I was like the reaction
you
to the
don't need
map.
a map of the entire United States yet.
Have you
I don't
seen
need
the
this
next
map, I'm
room?
not
Have you
cold.
seen how big it is? I also like that all of these. Oh yeah. Good thing we got this
we
tape
can play our
deck.
cassette.
Coming
Yeah,
this fall,
tape.
the new MMO, Silent World.
Oh. I
You
can't.
know about what happened here 17 years ago. You've been here a long time. You must have heard some details.
A group of pagans, blinded by earthly desires, spit in the very face of God. They tried to use the seal of Metatron to prevent God's awakening. But God drove the unbelievers away and threw them into the abyss. But due to their wickedness, God was unable to be born properly. And so, she has slumbered ever since in the womb of the Holy Mother until the time of the awakening. That's all that I know.
That's it, huh? Well, thanks.
Father Vincent, I heard that the Holy Mother has been found. Is it true?
Alessa has been found? Did Claudia say that?
Yes.
Then it must be true. Her sight rarely fails her.
Bless the Lord.
Maybe it's because of her great faith. But I could never be like her. I wouldn't want to.
Nor I. The truth is, Sister Claudia frightens me a little.
Well now, let's both show our faith by forgetting about this little talk, okay?
Yes, but does that mean this land will finally be the home of eternal paradise?
If God wills it, my sister. If God wills it.
So there's also an interesting thing here where you hear other people on these tapes. Yeah, once we enter into once we entered into Silent Hill, the only people we've seen here are Douglas, Vincent, and Claudia.
Put in your mixtape.
And nothing but these, and nothing else, everything else is monsters.
Let's see. People are starting to voice their dissatisfaction about Father Vincent using the organization's money for his own personal benefit. I've also heard rumors that Father Vincent has been extorting donations from some followers.
Yeah, it sounds like him.
Is he really the right person for such a position? I'm in no place to deny all he's done to make the organization grow. The organization is what he calls his penis.
God.
Even though we believe in God, if there were some sort of gathering, shouldn't we be valued not for our limited talents or our talkativeness, but for the depth of our faith?
The faith is,
LS.
So this is about the most irrelevant of tangents, but I kind
We
of
were
like...
talking about Deadly Premonition a little while ago. Like,
True enough. That was kind of relevant. However, something interesting I find is the use of the term unbeliever. Linguistically, it's an interesting term because it's a standby from a word we don't use anymore, unbelief. It means the same thing as disbelief, and it was used a lot in the 1800s, but we don't use it anymore. We use disbelief now.
why do you suppose that is?
We just got another term for it, and that became the more popular
Was there
term.
a disagreement between the uncouncil and the discouncil, and the discouncil won?
Well, I mean, these things are decided both by common usage and by, a smattering of different old dowdy Englishmen.
It's just a candle.
That's all. I don't need this candle.
Gonna need that in the next
probably
game.
in the circumstance of unbelief versus disbelief or something like that, members of the church probably had a lot to do with how they voiced that.
Yeah, probably.
November 10th. She didn't die then, she was born. I knew that for a fact. But then why haven't I found her yet? They were supposed to need her power to build paradise for the happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her.
Everybody take a drink.
Stunning delivery.
November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me... Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I found what I'd been searching for in there, How to Awaken God, but it's much too cruel.
I wish I had $1 for every time Sam yawned during a Let's Play.
Will I be able to pull it off when I see her? November 16th. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves' Child Exploitation. Some light reading.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though, and that's what's hard.
We need to stop the exploitation of children.
Let me exploit this child to do that.
Yes.
Hey, you gotta crack an egg to make an omelet.
To little Claudia, happy 6th birthday. I love you as if you were my real sister. Here's to you.
And also, I like that this just owes to Claudia's humility, that this is how her room is just this simple. It is a bed and a desk and some books.
Yeah. It's
These are all very monastic rooms.
Yeah.
Even Vincent's.
Yeah.
Vincent's and Leonard's as well, are just very simple, tiny rooms.
Yeah.
Vincent just likes to be alone with his congregation.
Please don't tell me what that means.
And then an insane cancer just showed up, but I was gonna try and juke it, but the game would not allow that.
He takes up the whole goddamn hallway.
I'm sorry, don't kill me. I loved you and Always Sunny. Less so in Twins.
You remember Taxi?
Oh. There's a game that I actually want to play and discuss because it's somewhat controversial, and it kind of goes in with that line of what I was talking about earlier. With is a game worth it if it doesn't end well?
Yeah.
And
Which game is that?
Firewatch.
Ah, yeah, I've been hearing about that one.
Well,
We're actually gonna try and do that soonish.
Yeah.
We're planning on that.
Yeah. I really want to talk about it because it's exactly, it falls right in line with this kind of idea where does your enjoyment throughout a game change if you don't feel it ends well, especially a story driven game.
And also, what is a game at all?
What is a game? What is a story, really?
Can you sit through a 50-minute film looking for clues to a puzzle and still have it be a game?
The Sega CD would like to have you believe so.
Can you go buy a fillet of fish while you watch this film?
If you have plot points that turn out to not really be relevant, does that ruin a story?
I mean,
Or is
J.J.
it more
Abrams made an entire, like, eight season series out of that.
Or is it more realistic because not everything in life wraps up neatly?
That was less J.J. Abrams and more that fucking writer. No, I think it's a discussion worth having.
Yeah,
you know,
and I'm really if you guys play Firewatch, let me buckle in for that. May I?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
We'll have you correspond in by walkie-talkie.
That'll be great, actually. Get me on the horn.
Oh God, Bloodfire.
The
one of the
lava lamp
things-
room.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've always enjoyed about video games is their ability to tell stories within stories. You know, you have this happening in novels and movies as well, but video games are a bit of a more intriguing
worst room.
process for this because they are. And I'm just talking over monsters here. Because they allow you to be interactive with those stories, it seems like you're just discovering them for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, anything that uses audio tapes to tell a secondary story, a la, like, System Shock or Bioshock or anything along those lines.
Even
Is
Fallout.
a great... Yeah, Fallout, too, is a great example of this. But... And I think that makes... I don't believe that makes those stories any less relevant, just for the fact that, you know, whether or not the main plot ends poorly or, you know, is less than satisfactory.
Yeah.
There's
in
the
some
question. I
cases-
think the ultimate question here is it about the destination or about the journey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, and that's the, you know, the age-old question of, you know, what it means to be a proper storyteller is what do you put emphasis on and what do you care about. And in some ways, you know, storytelling is a description of something that is not a very human experience. You know, life ends abruptly and without recourse and often without meaning.
But then you get into what is the point of a story if not to be satisfactory to the reader?
What is the point of a story if not to be satisfactory to a reader?
What's the point, Sam?
What would the point be in that case?
So I'm by far not the first person to talk about this sort of thing, but this question is one of the reasons I'm interested in the storytelling devices of the Dark Souls series. Because you can go through the whole fucking game not knowing shit about anything.
Yep.
Did you see that there's actually a contest with, I think, a $10,000 prize to actually explain the plot of Dark Souls?
Yeah, like
it's not to explain the plot of Dark Souls. It's to complete the game, and it's complicated. I'll explain it later.
Yeah. Anytime you talk to someone, they basically say just like, "Ha, go jump off a cliff, dipshit." And you get all your information from visual storytelling and the histories of the items.
The moon. Pray to the moon.
Summon Exodia.
Yeah, because remember, it's the. And there we go. So for some reason, those cards unlock the door.
Woo.
I'm not even sure how they fit in there.
Let's take this in for a bit.
Oh
so
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna come up. There's a save point it might be coming up soon, but in case it doesn't, I don't remember if I actually hit it. The last save point in the game, when Heather looks at it, the thing that she says regarding the cycle of death and rebirth is that even if I die, it's not the end. That's certainly convenient, I think, but somehow I can't help but feel it's terribly unpleasant. And unlike most other things in the game, Hiro Owaku is saying that this is Heather talking directly to the player, where it's convenient for the player but unpleasant for her as she has to keep dying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.